All right, just taking a quick look at this new FlashFish E103. This is actually an interesting product because there's not a lot of similar power stations out there. And what do I mean by that? We're talking about the size and weight of this thing. And it's only about 6.5 pounds. 6.5 pounds, you can see the dimensions there as well. And, this is a full-featured power station. So, if you want something with LFP batteries and the ability to quickly charge this thing up from the wall, from grid power, using a bi-directional inverter. And yes, that means you also get a UPS mode. Yeah, you want this stuff, and you're not going to find this stuff in those new kind of micro power stations, right? The ones that are designed to go on an airplane, right? With less than 100 watt hours. They're always like 99 watt hours. You're never going to find that stuff, in something that small. So this is like as small as it gets, but you still get all of the latest tech, all of the newest features. But, there's no magic tricks here. I mean, the reason it's so small, yeah, it's only 179 watt hours. But as I mentioned, it is an LFP battery rated to 3,000 cycles. And this is combined with 300 watt pure sine wave inverter. So yeah, basically almost all of the competition is using somewhere around 300 watt hours with a 300 watt inverter, right? So yeah, if you don't need all that capacity and you want something like really small and lightweight, this is really interesting, isn't it? And it's not just the inverter, right? 12 volt outlets, you get everything, right? You get the car socket plus a couple of barrel ports. And then USB, yeah, there's 3 of them. Kind of interesting here that they don't list or label the USB-C, but in the listing, they do say it's 60 watts. And this USB-C is not bi-directional, but there is a dedicated solar input, right? There's a dedicated DC input. Let's actually come back to that. We'll talk about that more here in a second. Let's jump back to the AC charging, because this is really a big surprise that they actually put a bi-directional inverter in something this small. So now they're saying, to fully charge it, it's still going to be about 2 hours. But that's because it slows it down, right? It slows the charge down to protect the battery after 80%. So yeah, 80% you can do in about 1.2 hours or somewhere around 70 minutes. And then for the solar, it's pretty decent for 179 watt hours. This is pretty good. I mean, 12 to 30 volts, 4 amps, and 90 watts is the cap on it. So yeah, if you use a 100 watt solar panel with this thing, you could really charge this up pretty quickly, right? About 2 hours. And if you overpaneled it, let's say you had like a 120 watt solar panel, you would probably hit that 90 watts perfectly. And believe it or not, this compact power station still has a built-in LED light, and it's pretty good, right? It's on the side, so it's not going to blind you. And there's actually, they say 4 lighting modes. I think at least 2 of those are brightness modes. So there's at least a low and a high brightness as well. So some adjustability. And then finally, let's talk about the design of this thing. This shape, the shape of this case, they actually debuted this like a year or 2 ago with, I think it was like the 600 model. So it's kind of interesting because it's got, the handles are kind of cut out like with this real concave shape. See that on both sides. And then what's really interesting is that the side of the unit is actually rounded, right? It's convex, to be specific. It's kind of a good design because with the air, the air vents on the side, you're not going to be able to seal those off, right? If you push this unit up against the wall. So that's smart. That's smart. Now, for some criticism, yeah, I wish there was just less orange, right? I just wish there was less orange. In fact, throw that into Photoshop. I think that would have looked nicer, but you can't complain too much here. You're getting all the features you want in something that's less than 7 pounds.